Abysia. People were talking about Abysia in the Nexus, and I wanted to record a short, hopefully, blather about, just because I think there was some fucking disinfo going, and wanted to show off why that might be. Abysia has a reputation as having a very, very strong start. And in this case, it does, because I spawned above ground. And so with just a slightly reinforced starting army, my Prot 17 is going to be more than a match for these pathetic deer tribes. Ooh, bear tribes. Ooh, they got some of me. Man, they're doing good. But that's fine. We're just gonna keep on going with this. What the shit? And we've got our assassins. Whoa, whoa. That we can just spam out and use to take provinces as well as we can grab our sacreds, which are very, very strong above ground, and take provinces with them too. Didn't even script these assassins, so we'll see how they do. So yeah, okay, yeah, that's not great, but that's all right. And then their starting army. It did take a little more damage to this bear tribe. I thought they were a deer tribe, but that's alright. So we're just going to keep on doing our little assassinate and attacking the current province. And then underground. Well, we're near the underground, so that'll give us a chance to show that off. Have you guys guard him. Got some. I'd put a little bit of a bless on these guys, but it's nothing huge. Take you out. Put okay. Holy points -1. Sure, we'll give some fucking chaff weasels in here. Why not? This guy's got an axe instead of a piss spear. All right. So you just keep just kind of roll your face on the keyboard, easy, you know. So like, yeah, it's turn 5, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces. So we're already kind of getting ahead. Things are going well for us. Blah blah. All right. Fuck him up, hero. Kick his ass. Oh, yeah. Okay, hero took that province. Pog, champion. Yeah, I'm going to switch up my parties because I don't think this is representative. Yeah, we got one of those guys and then one of these guys. Human breds I thought were a little bit tougher than they are. Actually, fuck it. We're going live. Okay, yeah. We lose all our human reds to fucking Bakasho because I'm an idiot. We fucking kill. we fucking just roll your face on the keyboard on the surface. You just go into an Anunnaki province with 2 god chassis, and they're made out of wood, so you just beat their ass. Yeah. Christ. I think we're gonna win from having a berserker here. Let's be honest with you here. I don't know how this is insanity. This should not be happening. But yeah, you're just fucking wow. Wow. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Abyssia's just cracked. Okay, no they're not. Here we go. Here we've got some fucking cavemen. Cavemen, also known as the fucking bane of fucking Abysia. Because what happens here, and this is a weak party. This is only 6 guys, so they, maybe they should have headed home anyway. But cavemen, the Abyssians' main strength isn't like their fire or their demons. It's that they wear really bigly heavy armor, and they're really hard to kill, and they hit really, really hard. So they really they really kill people. But then cavemen don't give a shit because they just hit you with a fucking telephone pole, and they're also fire resist just in case, you know. So you go underground, and if you start underground with a bunch of cavemen and cynos, you go and you play the Underground Expo minigame instead of rolling your face on the keyboard like you can above ground. And so you play that minigame, and so all of a sudden, your expo is no longer fucking brainless, and now you have to do the same thing that everyone else in the caves has to do. Granted, we started on the surface, and we had to go a while before we found something, you know, significant. Maybe you can take this with assassins or something. Grabbing the magic items, poggers. But down here, you're more RNG dependent because you have easier and harder indies. And if you roll a bunch of cavemen and cynos, all of a sudden your great expo is not so great. And then maybe Abysia turns into a pretty shit nation instead of a really, really easy roll your face along the keyboard nation. Then the other thing about Abysia is this fucking heat. This is Heat 5. We're Heat 4. I think I took Heat 4. Maybe I took Heat 5. But we're Heat 4, and it's early spring, so we had to take... No, wait. This, the fucking smolder cone increases heat by a maximum of 4. But we're Heat 4 over here, and so we start getting popkill. So that's 100... That's 1% from Heat 5 and 0.4% from Heat 4. And so what this is this pop kill. Not only are we taking an income malice because it's even above our preferred heat, but this pop kill is far and above any fucking death scale. So we look at our death scales. We're death 3. We took a demi-lich. We're basically losing 0.3%. Now, our Heat 4, we're losing 0.4% just from our Heat 4. So even if we took Growth 3, it couldn't outdo the Heat 4. We would be losing more pop. And we're losing more pop from that because, than our death scale. If we just had death scale, we'd be barely losing anything because it'd be competing with base population growth. But that doesn't mean, like, you can't take high temperature because there's obviously, like, advantages. You have firepower, so these guys get extremely strong in hot temperatures. You have, you're going up to fucking 25 damage base, which is a little grody with your double attack attacking. That's kind of nasty, but you'll kill lots of shit like that. This guy's got 25 damage on his battle axe. This guy has 25 damage on each of his morning stars. You're getting 20 damage off of your fire flare, but you have to deal with it. You have to deal with the fact that you are losing more income, from this than you're losing from turmoil, and more than you'd gain from productivity, and honestly, more than you'd lose from your death income. Now, if you go off if you go down off of it, your temp, then you will still lose. If you stay your average temp, then you won't lose that income, but you will still lose the pop when it goes above until you build forts, because that's how Abysia protects from that, is it builds forts. But the point of this is they do have very strong expo and a very strong starting army, and you can take a shitload of provinces on the surface, but in the caves it's more luck dependent, and this is a sometimes spawns in cave nation. So if you go in the caves, it is much less so. Also, these guys are very low res rec recruits. So if you were in the caves, then instead of having an advantage early war, if your opponent gets cavemen, they can just throw a horde of cavemen at you that they can get in like 2 turns, and beat the shit out of your dudes. Because, I mean, you're like thinking, like, oh, you're Abysia, it's all about fire. And then if your opponent resists fire, you're pretty screwed. But that's not how the nation is. What the nation is highly armored guys who hit very hard but are kind of overpriced. It's kind of like All Mights if they cost twice as much and randomly, caught the plants on fire and made your computer chug for no reason. So, like, uh, so that like that's your main thing is your until the mid game is you've got your very hard hitting, very highly armored fuckers, and if someone can beat that, then all of a sudden now you're relying on fire magic, or you're relying on the Astral Blood Warlocks, which are very, very good, but also very, very expensive, and you want to be researching a lot. And your nation is also very expensive, and it's hurt by some of these scales. Personally, I wouldn't even mind taking this because luck is a greed scale, and it's fine to like let your land die and use luck to get money. But just be aware of you know the score on this nation. Don't get stuck in a way of thinking where it's like they automatically have free expansion and they have they just have fire, and if you get rid of their fire, they can't do anything. Well,